I'm Mitch Rodney, and I approve this message. This is Meg Nancy. Meg Nancy says that mandatory minimums provide a basis for Americans to know that if they commit a crime, then they are subject to serve a minimum with no ways around it. Meg Nancy states that minimums keep menacing Americans locked up for good. For good? Where's the justice in that? Meg Nancy also claims that minimums reduce crime rates. Well, Nancy forgot to mention the other side of the story.
We've all heard the expression, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, but the man you're about to meet is serving 55 years for selling weed.
15 and a half years for Lawrence and 19 and a half years for Lamont.
Mandatory minimum sentences.
U.S. mandatory minimum
When it comes
laws.
to mandatory minimum sentences, a group including U.S. police officers, prosecutors, and judges claim the tough policy is not working in the United States.
Mandatory sentencing laws do not reduce crime. In many drug operations, if a low-level offender is incapacitated, another may quickly take his place through what is known as the replacement effect. More and more U.S. citizens are being locked up every day, which brings us to the question of injustice. What real role do judges play when mandatory sentencing laws seem to have a bigger impact than the judges do?
They look at the circumstances of the crime and they say there's no way this sentence fits, and yet I have to do it because the legislature has given me no other option.
Under mandatory sentencing laws, judges seem to serve no purpose. In fact, most of the time, they feel bad for the sentences they give out. So why have mandatory minimum laws in the United States? Don't. Hi, I'm Mitch Rodney. Vote yes on Proposition 6, terminating mandatory minimums for good, and I promise you a more just and fair justice system. One where parents aren't put away, abandoning their families.
These children grew up without a father at home. And for what?
One where people of the working class can go outside and not fear the laws, but rather feel protected by them. And that is exactly what Proposition 6 will do if you vote yes.
Vote yes on Proposition 6.